This is one of the most valuable films ever made. Here we have legendary director Henri-Georges Clouzot recording the creative thought processes of Pablo Picasso himself. Picasso, born in 1881 and passing in 1973, is close to being the most revered visual artist of the entire 20th century. Picasso is, in some ways, the premier modernist. Given how recognizable and identifiable Picasso's painting style is to this day, it is useful to refer anyone who wants to learn the concept behind much of the modernist art of that interwar era to Picasso. The great artist's manner of distorting a traditional display of the human body is instructive in understanding how modernized society perceived itself as a post-World War I, remember, apex. Let me explain. The avant-garde wing of painters, sculptors, poets, and novelists, modernism as we call it retrospectively, most famous for preceding the postmodernist intellectual zeitgeist these days, these people sought to somewhat deconstruct, sound familiar? Foreshadowing, the work in question, drawing attention to its means of construction and playing with the medium itself as an act of intellectual introspection in lieu of traditional societal values. Make it new, cried Ezra Pound, before deciding that fascism's remake of banal lizard brain brutality was new enough. If you wonder why novels seem less relevant now, or the visual arts, painting, sculpture, et al., the visual precedents for cinema say, in general, it is because the modernists took these forms to their limit. Joyce and Woolf exposed the novel for all it was worth, ending the innovations possible, so it still seems, with that format via fastidious meticulous poetic arrangement and apparent stream of consciousness word painting respectively. I'm reducing it severely, so bear with me here. And where could the visual arts go after Picasso? Pollock and Bacon, then especially Mr. Warhol, eventually gave way to the balloon kish of Jeff Koons, I do love those silly things, they do impress me, the overrated look-at-me garbage of Banksy, or the disturbing demented bourgeois performance art sadism of Marina Abramovich. No, she isn't a Satanist, although she may as well be. Anton LaVey and her would have gotten along well, I'm sure. I'll put it like that. I'm reducing it, but I'm kind of explaining why film is superior. Cinema has yet to falter. Cinema and technology will always develop alongside one another, whereas, as our friend Egon Spengler once stated, print is dead. Much of this film is what you witness in these screen caps. We have Picasso's painting depicted in real time via what appears to be a unique canvas, which displays, in reverse obviously, what Picasso is painting on the other side so that the camera might record it, its inks and oils applied by a seemingly invisible hand. Two conversations, presumably completely staged, they look as though they are, they look tremendous, between director Clouzot and Picasso himself interrupt the painting at 2 points in the film. The contents of these I have mostly featured as screenshots of in this video. Rather than having Picasso or anyone who studies him waffle on about a unique philosophy of painting, this documentary being a series of subtitled exposition essentially, we get to see it in real time. There is no mystery of Picasso anymore, for we see what makes him tick in real time, what motivates that bizarre brushstroke. Here we have the privilege of witnessing the inside, or as close as we will get to, of Picasso's brain whilst he paints. What an absolute gift. I have attempted to compile the most interesting material from the mystery of Picasso into my upload here. I hope I have done so well. One of the most extraordinary documents of all time, the mystery of Picasso ought to be a mandatory addition to every serious art gallery or school, any school, art or otherwise, in the entire world. Thank you all, have a brilliant day. If you need help, explore the mystery of Picasso, either by viewing this film of the same name or doing some research about Pablo Picasso at your local library or laptop. And so, now, once again, thanks again.